Holiday hosting can create beautiful memories. Whether that costs a fortune or you do it on a budget comes down to the planning. Find out how you can host without breaking the bank on this episode of The Catholic Money Show. Every January, we see it. The destruction, the mayhem, the chaos that Christmas has wreaked in the lives of many.
They come limping into the new year.
Yes.
Financially,
emotionally, maybe. This was.
that got out of control. That can't happen again.
Yes.
And then they get a little amnesia.
And next year, it's all over again.
Yeah. So we want to help prevent that from happening this year.
Going into debt, coming into the new year with a financial hangover does not need to be one of your holiday traditions.
No, it does not. Dare I say, if it is, and it has been, it needs to go in the garbage. Yeah. We need to develop some new traditions. We need to have some new things to help you particularly host during the holidays without going broke. So we've done different episodes about the holiday or the Christmas season in particular in the past. Maybe we've focused in on the particular of gift giving or communicating financial expectations, and we will touch on those a little bit in this episode, but we are mostly talking about that angle of hosting because a lot of times people are hesitant to host because of all of the stressors, finances being one of those that can happen. Because we all know that when you open up to hosting, it's a very pro-life thing to do, but it is going to impact your financial reality in sometimes a not so insignificant way. So we want to talk about how to host this holiday season as much as your heart desires to. Some people don't want to be hosting. Some people love and want to be hosting, but they just don't know how to make it happen financially without harming themselves and just getting things taken overboard and out of control.
Yeah. Well, let's first talk about why you want to be hosting in the first place, right? This is an opportunity to welcome folks into your home, give them a fun time, a warm atmosphere, a way to just gin up the holiday spirit, the Christmas
gin up?
Spirit. Well, maybe it's
Gin with a little bit of gin.
Well,
Or Thanksgiving, so this episode's coming
sure.
out before even, so we've got a couple of holidays in there.
Of course. But this is a time, to spend some time together, to enjoy each other, to enjoy company, and to provide a space and a time for that. That's a great gift to give somebody.
Yeah, you're prioritizing the encounter between persons, and you're creating a space for that to happen, and just reorienting your heart around this is for welcoming and loving and nurturing relationships, not the expense, not the impression I'm hoping to give, not the oohs and ahs over this, that, or the other thing I'm going to provide. Just getting our hearts in the right place.
Yeah.
There may be lovely decor. There may be stunning dishes that you serve, but those should really never be the focal point or the forefront. They're kind of, they're extras. The real thing we're going after here in our hearts and interiorly in our motives, in our planning, is orientation towards the person and encounters between persons.
Lovely.
Okay, so we did the mindset work. Okay, we've oriented our hearts correctly. We've put the desires in order according to reason. Okay, always a good place to start.
Now we'll spend some money. We will.
Well, before we spend some money.
We'll make our budget for the party, for the hosting, for whatever it might be. But you got to have some expectations, some plans. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in two different areas. One, just saying no to everything, hosting kind of a dud of a party because you just said no to everything because you thought it was just going to be so expensive. I need to save money for that other thing, but then you just said no to everything, so there's not much going on. Or you get carried away and you're saying yes to everything because you want it to be amazing. You want it to be inviting. You want everybody to have a great time. And now you've spent like $1,000 on having a couple people over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just getting that budget in place is really that first good step. Setting those realistic spending boundaries and limits for just the emotions and excitement and expectations of what other people think I should be putting on the table and serving. Before all that takes over, just sitting down and coming up with, great, what does our family budget actually have available? Given all of the other things that we're doing, all of the other financial goals we have, the things that we're prioritizing, the things that we have to pay for, the kids' piano, the new clothes for the winter. It's given all of that, what is even available? We're not going to slow down paying off debt if we are. We're not going to stop saving money into retirement if that's the financial step we're at. We're not. What's actually freed up here without harming these other things that we're also doing and prioritizing? And that is going to help you decide what's going to happen. So if you host 3 different parties, but in the holiday season, you host Thanksgiving, you have a party to celebrate the Immaculate Conception, and then you also host kind of an Advent or a post-Christmas. What's that one party we always go to every year? Epiphany party.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of after Christmas. If you know that you've got that and your budget is showing you that between the months of November and December, you're probably going to have about $500 that you could put into these 3 parties, that's going to guide you. You're going to then take that $500 and think about where it should be allocated amongst those 3 parties. And you might have more than that available. But the key thing here is just knowing, great, what's actually available for the hosting that I want to do this holiday season, given all of the other things I also am doing, and just naming that, getting specific with it, creating some boundaries for it. And then from there, you can decide, awesome, well, maybe I only have $200 available for these 3 parties. And you're sitting there realizing, well, every one of them is going to have 30 plus people at them, 50 plus people at them. What can I actually do? And because $200 is not going to go very far. So what are you left with in that situation? Cancel the party?
Creativity. That's what you're left with. All right, how might we have this party, create this atmosphere, etc., on a budget of X, of this maybe limited means? So let's get creative. Let's have a potluck. Right? That
Gotta
makes
love
it
a
a lot
good
cheaper
potluck.
for everybody. Let's do DIY decorations. Let's get out the construction paper or whatever it might be.
Let the kids create something.
Maybe we're just going to get people together. Maybe we'll have some mulled wine or cider or something, some wassail, and sing some carols. And we're not putting on a big spread or anything
It's not
extravagant.
dinner.
Yeah. Find what is, remember, we're going back to that first thing we talked about. What is the real reason we're getting people together? What are we looking to see happen? We're looking to build some community, to enter into some conversation, maybe do a little good, for other folks, maybe, spread and cheer with the carols and all that. Just helping communicate to those in our lives that they are known and they are loved. It's all different ways of doing that. Don't need to cost much or even at all in order to do that for folks. So let's get creative. And we can even, make that a part of the get together. You could just have a potluck, sure, but maybe it's a Christmas cookie cook-off. So everybody bring your cookies, give it a little theme to make the, instead of, we're going to do this one thing that's going to make it kind of cheaper to host and like hope nobody really notices. We could take that and make it
super fun.
Part of the party, part of the hosting. I think that could be pretty fun.
Absolutely. And I think there are ideas abound around this. And the more fun that you pack into it, the more intention and planning, and it doesn't always have to cost a lot, the more memorable it's going to be. we've all been to schwanky parties. I mean, great. There was some lobster and some salmon. I don't know. It's not, those aren't the parties you remember. Unless it was also, you might, if it was also paired with an incredible night where you had great conversations, great interactions, etc. You remember it because of those other things. The great food was also just alongside for the ride. So yeah, just like Jonathan mentioned, a lot of those creative solutions. What do you think?
Just think about parties when I was younger. The good ones.
Yeah, the good ones. Or something that, our kids have been really into escape rooms lately. So they've been telling us we should host, some event and we should do an escape room at it, or we should theme some sort of a mystery we have to solve, like at Thanksgiving, who killed the turkey? Just to kind of give it that next level. Like we know, at our family, Thanksgiving, everybody, we contribute a couple of the core dishes, and then everybody else kind of brings something. We make a fun drink. We have some appetizers, but it would really take Thanksgiving up a notch to incorporate some sort of a game or something to make it really extra this year.
Good.
So just little things like that, they don't cost a ton. They're really meaningful though. They're not expensive, but here's where they do cost you. They cost you. And this is hard sometimes for me as a mom. It costs me in the planning. Sitting down and choosing, I'm not just going to rot tonight and scroll because I'm dead, because I've been going all day since 5 a.m. I'm actually taking an hour at 9 o'clock at night, and I'm going to sit down and research things and plan this party, and I'm going to put some intention into this, even though I got almost nothing left. I'm on fumes. I'm going to trust that God's going to bless this event because I'm going to put the time in right now. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has just become, I think, phones or screens, or I don't know what it is. It's just become so easy to just not put in the planning for certain things. Something particularly like this, because there's just so many other easy distractions we can go to. And then we just kind of miss the good that could have been done because we just never thought about it.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge for me. So
yeah. We're talking about, getting together with folks, spending that good quality time with one another certainly is a love language of many. Now, a love language of others is gifts. I always
gift
like
givers.
a nice gift.
I hate gifts.
Oh, I love gifts. I love getting
We're
gifts.
not matched very well on that.
Giving gifts.
Hey, I've given you some great gifts.
Yes, you have. It's been fun.
I just give you now I give you a budget and I just tell you to get your own gift. That's terrible.
Well, but that is a gift giving guideline, which is something we recommend that you have. Yeah. Just make sure there's no hurt feelings, that there are clear expectations. Hey, especially if you've got some other financial goals going on right now in your life, that, we're going to be hand making some stuff. We're going to be maybe pulling things back, maybe be a little more simple, or, the expectation is we're just going to pull names or whatever. Think of a way to do this without, especially if you've got some gift people in your life. You want to communicate what's going on, how we're approaching gifts before feelings are hurt. So just have some guidelines in place, have some conversations, even though it might be kind of weird. It's much better to have a little bit of weird than some hurt feelings, some understandings, some resentments. We don't want celebrating to be an occasion for any of that. So maybe a little weird conversation first.
So if you know that it's going to hurt somebody when you show up at the big family party and you're just not going to, you just didn't bring a gift for that white elephant gift exchange or the whatever the new trending game is. If you just know you're not going to participate, just let them know in advance, especially somebody who you think would care that you just aren't participating. Because sometimes those could even throw the entire, depending on how many people show up, it could be very noticeable if maybe 2 gifts aren't in there. You just want to be honest and open about some of that type of stuff. And then you avoid those, I got you a gift, but you didn't give them a gift scenarios and situations.
Yep.
All right. So last, certainly not least, is debt prevention. So what do we need to have a debt prevention plan going into the holiday season. I think the easiest way to do this is for anybody, if you're carrying a balance on a credit card, and this has been something you've struggled with, I would immediately put a freeze on the credit card. I would erase it from my browsers. I would take them out of my wallets, and I would just no longer be putting anything on credit. This is going to be a cash flowed 6 weeks. I mean, I hope it just continues to be a cash flowed reality far into the future, but we're talking about the holiday season. So I want you to just use this time to be done putting expenses out into the future. You're just, when you're going to spend money, it's right on that debit card or it's coming out of cash. I need you to feel that money and be very in tight, close relationship with it leaving your bank account in order just to feel it more and to prevent that debt from just building up and becoming a tsunami that blows over you. Oh, sorry about, I hit that mic. That a tsunami that blows over you in January.
Yeah, and this might probably will lead to changing the decisions that you make, the choices that you make. Instead of, getting somebody, 5 presents like you always do, maybe you're going to get them 1. But you're probably going to need to put more thought and attention into that 1. So it could end up making things really great, a whole lot better. We're just going to, we're going to slow down the spending, perhaps. We're going to avoid credit. We're going to pay with money that we have. Because then you can focus more on all the good stuff going on the hosting, on spending time with one another, instead of having it in the back of your mind that whole time of, oh boy, that was expensive, wasn't it? I'm going to pay for this one for a while. That doesn't need to be there. And you can really be present with your loved ones and put your attention where it matters.
Yeah, and then there also isn't going to be that awkward, like if there is a surprise gift that you were thinking you were supposed to get, if you're just not putting anything on the credit card right now, it's going to be a whole lot easier just to say, no, I'm not going to be doing that. The credit card just makes it feel farther out, distant, an illusion kind of wraps around it, and that's kind of how that tsunami effect begins. So, yeah, this was a quick episode, but I wanted it to go out so it can be a blessing to those who are about to go into the holiday season, especially those of you who are hosting and you don't want to break the bank over this. You want to prioritize your relationships and make sure the expenses that do happen are planned out well. They are aligned with your budget in order to help reduce that debt, reduce stress in your life, and really just create those meaningful connections with the people that you love most, with your family, your friends, your neighbors, etc. So,
and if this episode's really got your chestnuts roasting, then boy, do we have more for you. We've got a number of resources inside Catholic Money Academy.
I'm sorry.
Inside Catholic Money Academy for the holidays. We've got some great recipes, again, that can feed a crowd without harming the budget. And we've got our 5 days to a debt-free Christmas that we've got available for you at walletwin.com/Christmas. And if you use the code MERRY, MERRY, 10, Merry 10, our gift to you, $10 off the 5 days to a debt-free Christmas.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So head on over to walletwin.com/Christmas to check out that guide. And we hope you have a great one. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time.
Bye for now.